Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good wherever you are around the world watching the end of October edition of the SingularityNET Insiders Pod Leaders Recorded Forum. We're delighted to be with you here again today, sharing with you the greatest and the best achievements from SingularityNET over the last month or so. And we're mixing it up a little bit today. Today, we're going to focus on some show and tell. So different members of the team are going to be demonstrating new services that we put on SingularityNET platform. And our brand new SingularityNET website is about to be unveiled by Greg, who is our head of UX and UI for SingularityNET. So a lot to cover. Before we go into each of our individual updates, I'd just like to say a really big thank you to you all in the community for your participation, for your comments, for your engagement, for your comments on Telegram, on Discord, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, for your likes, your tweets, your retweets. And a big thank you also, I'm just back from Rare Bloom conference in Denver. So big shout out to Big Pay and Rand and the team for an extraordinary conference. It was really heartwarming to get together on SingularityNET Street with so many of our leaders. We had NewNet, Singularity DAO, Hypercycle, we had Jam Galaxy present there. But what was really especially encouraging was the love and the support and the camaraderie and the real sense of community and partnership between SingularityNET and Cardano. Of course, we did the Jam Galaxy Band concert as part of the after party. And it was an unforgettable moment for me. I'll never forget the beginning of that concert where people surged forwards and brought their phones out and started recording this amazing magical performance from Ben on keyboards, Desi, our humanoid robot. And really the whole event filled me with positivity, optimism, joy, and love and respect for our fantastic deep Cardano partnership, which just gets stronger and stronger all the time. And we'll have an update from the guys shortly on our port of SingularityNET platform to Cardano. So big thanks and big love from me to the Cardano community and to the SingularityNET community who were present at that event, especially a number of long-term holders, SingularityNET token community came up to me during the event to thank me for these pod leader recorded meetings, this Inside SingularityNET. I really appreciate your feedback. I really appreciate you watching these pod leader meetings. We get a lot of views for these in the thousands every month. So keep the feedback coming, keep your support coming. And as always, a great, huge thank you to you all for being part of the SingularityNET community. You are the wind beneath our wings. We never forget it. Everything we do it for you. I feel all sorts of songs coming on. So I'm now going to hand you over to Greg, who's patiently waiting. Greg has been working for some time with the marketing team and the rest of the teams on a beautiful, brand new, all new, modernized look and feel for the SingularityNET website. Greg, over to you.
Thanks, Janet. So my UX team has been pretty busy with the new website, but I just want to catch you up on a few other things that our team has also been working on. On the platform side, we've been working on the AI model training with Anand's tech team. They're a little ahead as far as the tech development, but we're catching up with some designs for that we'll have out later this month. So we'll probably show that the next kind of thing like this. Also our UX team has been working on Singularity DAO platform version 2, which you can see out there. It's the new kind of look and feel and all that kind of stuff with a new integrated brand. So we're the team's pretty excited about that and the excitement that's been going on with that. So and the new Dynasets and all that kind of stuff. And the Mindplex designs are coming along. They're still going through a QA phase, which is moving further and further to their launch point. So that's kind of the good news for that. And Rejuve is moving along with their app as well. So that's a little bit it for the UX design team. I can start talking about the big thing that we kind of been doing the past couple months is the new website. And I'll go ahead and just share my screen so we can demo that. That's going to be, it should be out by the time you guys see this video. So that's a good thing. It's not out yet as of now, but tomorrow we're going to release it. So what we did is we've been working on a new Singularity website. So we've kind of like built this on WordPress, and we wanted to build like a system that's easier to manage by the marketing team. So here, before we were using a different CMS, but we went back to the WordPress. So we have a new menu system, new header that's kind of emphasizing, and we kind of like shifted the content a little bit from our platform, which we still have. Our platform is still very active in the new website, but we wanted to emphasize our ecosystem, which is like Singularity DAO, Rejuve, Mindplex, Jam Galaxy, all the new ones that are coming along, and they've been making huge progress in their little milestones. So we wanted to push our website so that you as the audience would be able to like discover them more and have, especially the new ones that are coming out. So we have here where, we're kind of explore ecosystem and this nice scroll about our vision, our AI network, our AGI. And we're talking a little bit more about our technology, which is pretty much our platform, but we're also talking a little bit more about our AI DSL, which is always some great stuff going on there that we want to like showcase a little bit more. And also, we also have our token tools, which is our staking and our bridge, which is always reasonably popular. And of course, the OpenCog Hyperone, which is a pretty deep infrastructure project that has been working on for a while. We also want to emphasize our relationship and some of the content details for new users that aren't familiar with Cardano and our token and some of the many advantages that you get with that, which is also in line with deep funding kind of stuff. So, just kind of nice, easy breezy kind of design. Of course, we have a menu up here, and we have what we do, ecosystem, technology, deep funding, research, publications list. Some of these are new pages, and some of them are kind of remastered pages. We have about us, roadmap, which is always pretty popular, jobs, contact, and of course in the community side we have the favorites of Telegram, but we have a new improved news and events. So when we have what Jana was talking about, Rare Bloom, you'll be able to discover some of the events that we're kind of participating or hosting or kind of like working with. So that's a good place to check it out. I can show you that page. And also a new page is ambassador program. So many of you guys are out there probably, and that's evolving and developing more and more with the things of Peter. So that's a good page to check out. And of course we have our platform kind of stuff. So we'll just I want to showcase a simple page, or not a simple page, but our ecosystem page, which is kind of where we're talking about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and who and how you can discover. So we have our current ecosystem of Rejuve, Singularity DAO. So some of the older ones. We have Sophiaverse, Awakening, Jam Galaxy, Mindplex, Hypercycle, Tree AGI, and we're adding a few more very soon, and possibly, definitely tomorrow. But we can look at Singularity DAO when you go to it. So we kind of do a profile of each of our ecosystem so that you can kind of get the cheat sheet per se of what they're doing and how they're kind of like working or figuring out a high level overview of what they're working on and how they're possibly connected to various platforms. So that's kind of our new kind of thing. It's simple, and also if there's doing airdrops, we'll be able to announce and like trigger you guys. Of course, we'll have the loyalty rewards will be over here. It's not out yet, but it's coming, and you'll hear more about that later in this call from another group. So we're excited to have that included here. Yeah, just a lot of, the goal is to make the site easy to navigate, easy to bounce around and discover new things. And it's pretty much like like 20% bigger in content size. So we're going to have like, here, I guess I should show the news and events. We haven't fully filled that out yet, but this is a good place to check out stuff. When we do have events, we'll put more stuff here. A lot of the artwork you'll see on the site is some new artwork that we'll be working. We worked with some of the graphic designers and creatives from Singularity DAO, so they've helped out a lot. And we'll also be updating new artwork on a lot of parts of our site with like some new image generation from Edward or from the other groups. So we'll be kind of shifting our look and feel a little bit more adaptable over time. But yeah, if you have time, go check out our new Singularity website at singularity.io. I think that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Greg. And that's a first look for everybody on this call, or for a number of people on this call, with the new website. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We did a lot of research as to what are the latest trends, what are the best websites out there, and a huge big thanks to Greg and his team who've been working all hours to get this out for us. So that will be, by the time this gets published, you will be able to go straight to that website and take a look at it. Thanks so much, Greg. We will see you next month for our Christmas special on SingularityNET Insider. See you for now. Thank you. So from here, thanks for coming. So we're going to focus on our core technologies now. We're going to talk about the platform. We're going to talk about our AI. We're going to talk about some of our new services that we've launched on the SingularityNET platform. So I'm going to take us straight across to our wonderful, incredible Anand, who is the head of our platform development. Anand, we've been doing loads of fantastic work on the platform. Would you like to tell us a little bit about it, and perhaps even give us a demo of one of our recent major implementations on the platform, please? Maybe start with how we're getting on with staking on Cardano, because I know that's a huge topic for everybody out there.
All right, thank you for the kind words, Janet, and thank you community for watching patiently and believing in us. In terms of the Cardano staking, right, please feel assured that we are working very hard on making this happen, and hopefully you should see something available for staking on the Cardano blockchain soon. Our discussions with the Hydra team have been going pretty well. We have had lots of serious discussions on the micropayments, where it's about playing the role of an AI consumer and an AI developer, and what kind of trust could be established between two parties who really don't trust each other, from a blockchain perspective. Now, having said that, we have ironed out a lot of components in terms of okay, what exactly do we need to do for the Hydra setup, what kind of Hydra nodes, what kind of Hydra heads are falling in line with embedding this whole piece into our design. So those discussions are on, and hopefully you will see out some material from our side and also from the Hydra team side, talking about what kind of partnership and what kind of progress we have made through over the couple of months, and hopefully you should see something on the design too also pretty soon, right? So that's the key piece on the Cardano. We're pretty confident on also launching the voting portal on the Cardano blockchain. This is also an ask that's come out very prominently from our community. So hopefully sometime in early next quarter you should see something on voting on the Cardano blockchain. For this month, we are already live with the voting phase 2. So that's a lot of votes are being casted, and it is being done under the supervision of our dear friend Ian out there. So we'll present out the results pretty soon, and you'll get to know the results of the voting. A lot of focus is also on getting the platform onboarded and supported with the Gorilla network, because Robston is more or less dead now, right? And we need a test environment, we need a dev environment for a lot of AI developers and AI consumers to even play around and test. So a bunch of components have been released already onto the production systems, but we are releasing more and more components as we make progress through, right? So this is going to be done in an incremental way. Our first version of the training functionality is piped, and it is integrated well with the platform. ecosystem. I will be giving you a demo in terms of, okay, what exactly is the whole workflow? What kind of role does an AI developer have to do? What kind of experience does an AI consumer have? Like Greg suggested, the initial piping is done, but we have a lot more features and more user-friendly UI UX coming up, where we'll give you a central dashboard, where it's like a one-stop place to review all the services that support training, right? So more on those pieces as we progress through the demo. I think those were the major pieces on updates that we had from the platform, and I'll switch on to the demo.
Thank you. Such a huge amount of work and huge amount of progress. Thanks very much to you and all the team in Bangalore and around the world who support the platform development.
All right. I'm going to share my screen, and please do let me once you see the screen. All right. So this is a very simple example service that we have launched, and this is available on the marketplace tab, and this is just to showcase and give some POC and some confidence, yes, that we have managed the complete piping end to end. I will run you through a basic workflow in terms of, okay, let's say you would want to train something on the available services onto the platform. So you just go to the particular service, and you could review the list of services, the methods which are available to you under the service in terms of what you want to train. So what we've done here is we have just given you two basic methods. For example, you could train addition or you could train subtraction. It's a very, very simple piece, just to sink in as an example. And what you do is you could just say this is test, and maybe some more of a description. And let's say we want to enable you want to have this model accessible only to like a limited set of folks, so you can specify their Ethereum addresses. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to add here. I'm going to say next. So what this does is this is going to create a model for you, right? Obviously, this is a very, very basic piece and starting piece. Now, why we have an interaction with MetaMask is because we do want to control, who can create access. We want more serious users and some authentication to be established when, one is creating a model out here, right? So you come here, and now the second step is, you need to provide the data set. So I'm just going to punch in, test dataset.com. Hopefully this should go to the validations, right? And if you want to know what kind of sample is available to you, and this can be unique from a service to service basis, right? Every service will tell you that, look, this is the data that you need to supply, and this is the format of the data that you need to supply, right? So that is something you will achieve through the download sample. This is not wired up entirely, but as and when we have more services onboarded, this will be an option provided and taken care of by the AI developers, and it will be stuck onto the portal out here, right? We just hit on next. The interesting part here is, when you have payments come into picture, especially when it's a training model, the cost is a lot more than an inference call, right? So what we have done is we have tried to, embed the existing pieces on how you could interact with whatever wallets you have, and it has to be funded, of course. You hit on MetaMask, and you will have to sign and authorize, because every training call that you would want to use, you provide a data set, and there is also going to be a cost associated with it, right? And this is exactly what I'm trying to demo here. You hit on this, and then it's going to show you, okay, what kind of balance is available to you, and which one would you want to choose. This probably is similar, familiar to a lot of folks. I'm going to hit on continue, and then I'm going to hit on submit request, right? Now, while hitting the submit request, we again want to have an authentication out here. So what we are seeing here is that, look, the training model has been submitted, and it has been created, and it is in progress, right? Of course, there is going to be some amount of time that it's going to take for the model to be trained, and then you could look back into the status. So if you go back to our service out here, I'm just going to show you what we have done here is, I'm just going to go back to the original screen, and we'll go back to models out here, right? And you could you'll have to connect back to MetaMask, to view all the models that you have access to. So let me just click on that, and here you would see a whole bunch of models that we had used and what kind of status it is available. You can perform more operations in terms of if you want to delete a model later into the future, or if you want to keep your model publicly open and if other consumers want to use it. So all these features are thought through. We definitely are working on a more refined UI UX, like Greg pointed out, and hopefully that should also be covered out pretty soon. But what is interesting about this project is that we have done the entire piping end to end, where we have played the role of an AI consumer and we also have played the role of an AI developer. Right now, in terms of what should an AI developer be doing, we do have a lot of documentation available in terms of, okay, what exactly are the steps, what exactly is the life cycle of a model, what should an AI developer be doing, right? What kind of setup does the AI developer need to have? A lot of detailed design is also documented, and we will update them onto our dev portal. The work is in progress. Please give us a week or two's time, and you'll have the entire documentation up on the dev portal, and anybody can use that and start using the training pieces that we have built onto the platform, right? I'll just quickly run you through a basic proto that also looks into just to give you a feel of what exactly are we trying to do. So if you look into this particular proto, we pretty much use the gRPC protocol throughout the entire platform, right? What we have done is we have given specific options out here, method level options. So this is how we identify that, look, okay, these are the methods which are training methods, and these are the parameters that you need to stick onto each of these methods. That is a way for us to identify that, look, these are the training methods, and these would show up on the drop down when you create your models, right? Obviously, there is going to be a cost aspect to it. We already have a dynamic support embedded system into the daemon, which is already live and running. So what we do is, whenever training method is invoked, based on the request that you pass, specific pricing can be determined. This is something we'll have to integrate more into, but the developer has power and options to specify these pieces as part of writing the service protos on gRPC. I think I don't want to dump too much with technical pieces out here. Please do watch out onto the dev portal with more updates. Feel assured we'll give you a detailed demo of whatever is available, and we are like always, we're always eager to listen to feedback, and hopefully when more services get onboarded, that will be a good testimony of okay, how successful have we been with the training pieces out here. So I think that's pretty much it for now.
Thanks so much, Anand. That's fantastic. I don't think you ever need to worry about dumping too much technical detail on the SingularityNET broadcast. That's what we're all about. People are following us for the technology, and when I meet people out and about, it's what really fundamentally drives the interest in the project. But that's a real fundamental step forward for the platform, right? It opens the doors for developers now to be able to come and train any models on our platform. And we really encourage and welcome and invite all our developers who watch this to please come and give it a go. Please come and try out this new functionality. It's super slick, and you can give us your feedback and tell us how it works for you.
I can see Sergey already super excited, and I'm gonna try this out pretty soon. So I can see the spark, and this is something that we will. Some discussions have happened with Sergey's team, but I think more serious pieces need to be discussed and thought through, and we are very eager to start our integration with some of the services, and this will be a very good testimony of having training onto the platform, which has been like a wait for quite some time actually. So we are very excited.
Well done. Well done, big step forward. And I can't help but think, does this open the door as well for our AI DSL and our AGI agents to start training their own models on the platform without needing to come to us humans, especially with all of the documentation and the metadata that you provide around each model. But we'll see what our AI and AGI experts say when I come on to them. Thanks a million, Anand, for a brilliant update. Sridhar, before you shoot off, I know it's late in Bangalore and you need to go to other meetings. Anything more to add to Anand's update, please? Our Chief Blockchain Officer.
Okay, Anand has covered most of the functionality, Janet. So I'm pretty good from that.
Pretty good. All right. Thank you both very much for coming along today. So from there, we're going to stick with the platform theme, and we're going to come across to our brilliant head of neurocognitive architecture, Architecture's Sergey Shelyapin. Sergey, you've been implementing a number of services on the SingularityNET marketplace and platform over the last few weeks. Tell us how it's going. What are your favorites? What are the new services that you'd like everybody to go and look at? And do you have any demos for us, or we could just come back and do a demo, add in a demo later?
Hi. Yes, we are working on services hard, so we have many services implemented, and are going to bring even more. What we've done in the last months is most remarkable is image generation service. That's not so absolutely unique, you know. We have a lot of different code on image generation. It's a very interesting topic for everyone. It's popular, but we implemented the system which is really easy to use. So you just could try giving a textual seed to get a very remarkable and interesting image. We have a modular system, so we have different models out there. Right now it's DALL-E and Stable Diffusion, but first of all, we are going to implement novel models step by step when we get them. More of that, we are going to retrain them and so on. So this service is really remarkable. I recommend to use it. It's very interesting. On the other hand, we have implemented neural image captioning. That's the opposite task. When we take in the image and get a textual description of this image. We implemented handwriting and printed text recognition on the last, based on the last achievements in technology. So it's very interesting architectural. The services have really interesting architectural design based on language models decoding, and we are starting to make these services for different languages. Right now we have the first services for English. They have really good accuracy, so it's really useful. We have philosophic text generation, which I'm really proud of, because it's based on really huge data set which we were trying together for almost 2 years, based on all of the wisdom of humanity. It uses pure generative models, GPT-2-like, but the nature of data collected makes the service really interesting to use. Just try to get. Just give any textual seed and try what you could get. It's really interesting, sometimes unpredictable, and very philosophically deep. We proceed with speech services. Thus, we implemented Korean speech synthesis, which we have right now on the platform. We implemented Chinese singing voice, which could be used given hieroglyphic text and MIDI notes as an input, and having singing voice audio file at the output. And we are still proceeding to work on English, but Chinese singing voice is available right now. Some other things, we finalized our machine translation system, which deals with 200 languages. It's deployed right now. Many other things, like updated speech recognition system for English, speech synthesis system, semantic similarity, question answering systems, and many other things. Like
seems someone behind you is not impressed with your list of services, Sergey.
Yeah, I have 20 more to.
But that's okay.
No,
that's
but...
okay. We don't have to cover them all today. That's been a super useful snapshot. And what we will do, we're about to publish the end Q3, end October operations update. If you could provide us with the full list of services for that update, which will go out tomorrow, then we can share the full list of services with everybody there, and not put some small child through quite so much distress having to listen to the whole list.
The most significant things we are going to have in quarter 3 is hate speech detection, which is really advanced technology, and based on with a long circle of data collection, which does hate speech detection, abusive speech detection, and as an additional feature, spam detection. And we spend a lot of time working on the service. This is very, very useful for many applications in social media, in any dialogue systems based on text. I think this one would be really, really useful. We have many technical services which just could be components of cognition systems. What is very, very interesting, some services for Gem Galaxy. Should I know this for Gem Galaxy, not for the SingularityNET platform?
Very briefly, please, because we've got 10 more people to speak to. Thank you, Sergey.
Okay, so I will just say a couple of words about automatic code generation, which we are going to have very soon, and we could use it on the platform. And poetic text generation. Maybe it's more for Gem Galaxy, but it's really, really interesting to generate poetic text and lyrics. So we will have the services in upcoming 2 or 3 weeks. Thank you.
Fantastic, Sergey. Non-stop, you're a powerhouse. You and your team are an absolute powerhouse of non-stop delivery of AI agents and all cutting edge, leading edge and brilliant services. So thank you so much for everything that you do for us. And thanks to Elizaveta and Angie and Albina and Kirill and all the amazing members of your team, really, really smashing it out of the park from the Sergey Shalapin quarter these days. Thank you so much. So we're going to stick with the AI and platform theme, and we're going to move on and have a brief update from Matt Clay on what's been going on in his world. And particularly, you may all remember, I think it was the last pod leaders meeting, or maybe the one before, Matt talked about his Tononi Phi system and how that system is a way of measuring the level of AGI in a system. Well, Matt and Andre Senna from our Brazilian team have been working together with Anand to implement that onto the AI marketplace, the SingularityNET marketplace. It's also up there. So these guys are just smashing it out of the park at the moment. There's no let up in a relentless stream of technology delivery from the core technology teams at SingularityNET. Matt, would you please give us a brief description of the Tononi Phi? Anything else of major interest to you in the AI world before we come across to Alexei on AGI? And you can introduce your demo that you're going to give us to put in for your Tononi Phi. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. So Tononi Phi has been a personal interest of mine for some time. As Janet mentioned, it can be used as a measure of progress towards achieving AGI in some sense. It was originally proposed by Giulio Tononi, who's a neuroscientist and sleep researcher at the University of Wisconsin, as a measure of consciousness. Essentially, what Phi measures is the predictiveness power of a system. Think of a system composed of different parts as a whole versus the same predictiveness power of a system that's cut into pieces. So if you think of that difference between those two pieces, in essence, that's what Tononi Phi is trying to measure. And that, thanks to the wonderful work of Andre Senna and Anand, he took my more researchy style code and have actually turned it into a service on the SingularityNET platform. As I said, that's exciting. It's in fact, I was just prior to this call, I was on another call of discussing Sophiaverse, and that's a partnership with Hanson Robotics, and really exciting things happening there that we would be using Tononi Phi service towards the end of, it's kind of our next step in terms of building theory of mind, and again, measuring progress towards sentience of Sophia. Another project before I shift to Andre that I did want to touch upon because coming straight off of Sergei Shaliapin was the state of AI DSL. We've made incredible foundational progress. It's kind of the deep research needed in terms of proof verification. And now we're actually beginning how to discuss how can we turn this into a service for release in the first half of next year. And that, as an example of that, based on Sergei's descriptions, he talked about the Chinese singing voice. Well, you could imagine an AI DSL taking different services. Say one taking human spoken language, turning that into English, or English spoken language, turning that into English text, using the translation service to translate that into Chinese text, and then using the Chinese singing voice to sing what you wrote in English, but singing it in Chinese. And so that would be an example of AI DSL in action. I have English output, I want Chinese singing voice output, is all you would specify, and it would piece together those services.
Fantastic. Thank you, Matt. Foundational progress with our AI DSL is really, really great news for all our listeners out there who love the technologies and who are with us for AGI, beneficial, benevolent singularity, and fantastic to hear the progress. And thank you so much to yourself and Andre for all your work on getting that Tononi Phi service out there. Again, please, developers, and Anand, I said Anand, I did say Anand the first time around. Thank you, everyone. And developers, please come and use these services. They are massively, super, uber cool. You won't see anything as cool as Tononi Phi anywhere else in the world, and if you do, tell us, and I'm telling you we'll beat it. So let's move on. Thank you. And you mentioned Sophiaverse and the exciting progress with the dialogue system, and again, Alexei, you're going to report to the community some foundational progress with our meta language as well. So may I come across to you for an update on the Sophiaverse AI dialogue system, the curiosity which you have implemented into the system, which I just love the sound of, and also on the work we're doing on AGI and Meta and OpenCog Hyperrun. Thank you, Alexei. Lovely to see you.
Hi, everyone, and sure, yes, I would like to make an update on these things. Okay, let's start from the dialogue system. So one of our ideas, which Ben in particular advocated for, was and is to develop a sort of brain lobe in Meta, to be plugged in to the dialogue systems for Grace and Sophia. And one of the possibilities we have been considering and researching is to develop a curious agent which has some background ontological knowledge about people and their possible relations to other peoples and their features or parameters, or I don't know how to describe it in general. For example, place of birth, place of work, name, what they love, and so on. And based on this knowledge, the agent could perform common sense reasoning, what could be a case regarding each person. For example, if one person's brother is working in a certain company, maybe it lives in the locations where this company has offices and so on. So Sergei Rodionov implemented a preliminary version of such a curious agent using some ad hoc representation for ontology and third-party relation extraction deep neural network with some limited amount of such relations to be extracted, to be reasoned over, and for agent to ask the user about different stuff. And our cool AI researcher and developer Svetlana, who is working on the dialogue system, has studied our language Meta in just a few days and implemented a preliminary version of this curious agent in Meta. We are not ready to show it and to incorporate it into our dialogue system. We need we still need to flesh out a knowledge representation for it and to create some more general methods for common sense reasoning, maybe based on PLN, which Neil is working on to port to Meta. So hopefully in Q4, in the December update, we may have a live demo for it. But I was really surprised how much code in Meta Svetlana wrote, and it worked really with some minor technical issues. But it was really cool and exciting that it works. And yes, it has some prospects for the dialogue systems and meta development in general. Vitaly, who is our main and at the moment the only core developer of the meta interpreter, is working on porting our preliminary Python-based meta script runner to the Rust core in order to make it accessible from different languages, to make it extendable. And it was our first step towards making Meta more deployable, making it more modular. So we need to formalize how to introduce a new functionality to Meta by other people, how to deploy its libraries and so on. And there was a technical problem with very different memory model in Python and Rust. I will not go into technical details right now, but it was surprisingly difficult, but we have overcome this problem. It has not been yet submitted as a PR to GitHub, but it will happen in a few days. And it was the main blocker to proceed further for more user visible from a user side questions, so it was a deep technical refactoring. But it seems to be overcome, and we will proceed to the next steps of our plan. So things are going forward, and we are happy about it. We also developed a Minecraft AI mode. So we were using Malma for during the last year, but it works for very old version of Minecraft. So we wanted our agents to work not only in this old version, but also in the newest versions. And our developer Anatoly Belikov has created this Minecraft AI mod for our agents to work on it. It was a few months ago, but we finally started to test it and we ported our initial agents to this mod already some time ago, but we started to debug and test them, and encountered a number of issues on different platforms. So initially it was tested on only one platform, and it works. So we are now working on fleshing out this mode to work on different platforms and to work correctly with our latest Minecraft agents. And Oleg Sherbakov and Innokenty Zhdanov are now putting some effort to it. And it's great because when more than one person is working on something, more issues are revealed. So we also hope to have some considerable progress during the end of this year, and to have our agents really working with our Minecraft mod in the latest versions of Minecraft by the end of this year. So we have a lot of good news, although we are very close to show the results, but they are not showable, demonstratable yet. But I really hope that it will happen in December's update. Thanks.
Thank you, Alexei. Every time I hear you give this update, I feel so positive, enthusiastic, optimistic, and excited about our core AGI technology development. Every time you come on here, it's a positive update. Meta is going so well, isn't it? It's coming along faster than we think. You're now finding it's being really usable in Sophiaverse. So big thanks to Svetlana and Sergey for their brilliant work in implementing some of the dialogue system into Meta. Big thanks also to Vitaly. I know you say he's the only programmer currently on Meta, but I remember before I joined SingularityNET, Ben sent me this big long list of all the people I was to speak to, and at the top of it, or somewhere in it, was Vitaly Bogdanov, and his description was the best software programmer on the planet. So it may be just Vitaly, but I would say he does the work of at least 10 normal programmers. So he's smashing it out of the park. You're all smashing out of the park. Big thanks to Anatoly, Svetlana, Sergey, Vitaly, and of course yourself, Alexei, leading the team onwards and upwards, strength to strength. And we look forward to a demo at our Christmas special.
Yeah, well, I would like to emphasize that Vitaly is the only person who is working on the Meta core, not on the Meta itself, because there are other people who are working on Meta. And actually, I forgot to mention one more thing. After some domestic workshops, we have some proposals to use Meta in research projects, and just before this call, there was a PR in the meta repository for the proposal to collaborate, and so our community seems to be growing, and it's also very great.
That's amazing. Thank you. And on that very, very positive note, thank you so much, Alexei, to you and all the team. Thank you, Matt. Thank you to Andre and Anand and Sridhar for that core technology update. And of course, Sergey. I mean, just simply, there is no other project in the world where you would see so much fantastic progress being made at the very, very frontier of developing the most powerful technologies ever invented. Artificial general intelligence, OpenCog, Hyperon, and our fabulous new meta programming language. So slight, not quite a pause, but we're now going to segue from our core technologies into how are our core technologies being used, our SingularityNET platform, for our upcoming, eagerly anticipated SingularityNET Phase 2 Loyalty Rewards Program. And Peter, I'd like to invite you to give everybody an update. This is breaking news. It will be published, I think, probably by the time this video comes out. But we're just about to publish the news. Thanks so much. Big shout out to Anand and the team for getting the loyalty airdrop portal ready to go. Peter, tell us about that Phase 2 SingularityNET loyalty program.
Thank you, Janet. Yes, well, as you said, likely at the time of publishing, and the blog post with all the full details will be up on our blog. Basically, the short overview of the main points would be there's a distinction between the year 1 and the year 2 onwards tokens. And for the year 1 tokens, the eligibility snapshot will be the hard fork snapshot of AGI tokens to AGIX back in May 28th, 21 at 8 a.m. UTC. Distribution will be done proportional to the token balances during the snapshot. And there will be a 20% bonus to stakers to reward their loyalty. The first year of allocations will be distributed in 6 monthly batches. This will start on November 22nd. And users will be able to claim all their allocations all at once, or they will be able to go every month as they please. They will stay available for 3 years. So yeah, this way we hope to ensure nobody misses out. There will be no registration, unlike perhaps users are accustomed to with Singularity DAO and NuNet airdrops. It will basically, if you're in the snapshot of the hard fork and you received AGIX tokens, you will be eligible, no registration required. Yeah, and then on the year 2 and onwards tokens, the phase 2 proposal mentions that there's plenty of room for community input on how to deal with the loyalty rewards. So for example, should we keep rewarding the year 1, the phase 1 token holders for 91 years, or can we come up with some better scheme perhaps? And the process for how we will do this community ideation is yeah, based on how deep funding is currently exercising an experiment on community governance. Basically, what we'll do is we'll allow room for proposals to be proposed on our ideation portal. Then there will be plenty of discussion and open meetings. And then after discussion, yeah, we'll formulate the exact proposals to be voted on, which then will be shifted to the voting portal. Well, that's the very short version. I think the full blog post will be available right now, and that has all the details. So take a look.
Peter, thank you so much for that update. And it's been such a pleasure and an honor. And I always learn from you. You are our heart and soul of the community. You're our conscience. You're always putting the community first and thinking about them and thinking about what has got the most integrity as a proposition, and really grateful to you for putting together this loyalty reward program. Can you please tell me what is it that you're most excited about this loyalty reward program starting on November 22nd?
Yeah, that's got to be giving back to the community, those who voted for the proposal, and as well the ideation and the community input and getting this decentralized governance going. That's the main, yeah, the coolest about it, I think.
It's very cool. Thank you. And yourself and Jan are really spearheading a lot of our thinking at SingularityNET about decentralization. And with Jan has just published was it a Twitter space or a YouTube chat with the CEO of Sway on decentralization. Jan, what are you excited about this loyalty program and our progressive decentralization plans as we move forward with the community into more and more open voting?
How much time do we have, Janet? There's a lot I'm... Oh, that's too short. That's too short. Okay, I'll speak quickly here. No, there's a lot going on here. The Supervisory Council just published a report on decentralization, and what you see there is, well, there's a lot of potential, but there's also a lot of ground that we need to cover still before going into full maturity. And the thing is that we have to start already now, and we have to start learning, and we shouldn't wait, in my opinion, for all the tooling and the whole ecosystem to be ready and then start implementing. We should already do the first testing now. And that is what we in Deep Funding are actually working on right now. So after finishing round one, we had some discussion, we had some analysis on what went well and what could be improved, etc. We shared all that with the community. We are very transparent about all that stuff. But then we also thought it would be a good idea to ask the community what you think can be improved in round two. And I think by the time this video again is being published, again, also this result of that vote will probably be just about out, so then we know what the community has voted on and what changes you wanted to have. There were two questions there. Maybe I shouldn't go into that too deeply right now, but talk a little bit more about the concepts behind it, because first of all, we want to know what you, our community, would like to see changed in round two. We had a number of discussions, all on Zoom, also published on YouTube, about what would be the best questions to ask, because we can't ask you 123 detailed technical questions. That would be an overflow. So we came up with the two most important ones, but also that process was transparent and with the community. We also introduced an incentive for being collaborative on Sway, on our portal, on our proposal portal of Deep Funding. And we put a rating on top of that. And that is actually what you could say the first small baby step to what we call reputation rating for our community. So we try to put a rate on your positive contributions on our proposal portal, and we will use that rating to add some weight to your voting behavior, because our portal also has a Web3 login right now, so you can log in with your, right now it's still Ethereum, but hopefully later also, or certainly also Cardano wallet. So we can connect voting behavior with behavior on our portal, and we will also use it to distribute 100,000 of ATIX over the people who contributed most. And I think in this first round that will be quite a good reward for a few people. I hope in the next round that we will do this, if it is successful, that this will be a reason, an extra reason for other people to join the discussion and join the conversation on our portals, and on not just rules, but also on the proposals of Deep Funding themselves. So yeah, this vote is going to be out any moment now, and from that moment on, we'll start preparing for round two of Deep Funding, and what that exactly will be also depends on the outcome of this vote. So to me, that is super exciting stuff. Thank you.
Thanks a million, Jan. This is really super exciting. Brilliant to be part of this incredible community, not just pushing the best technologies forward, but pushing the greatest, finest thinking in decentralization research, and actually doing it. Charles Hoskinson did an amazing talk at Rare Bloom. And one of the quotes I quoted, and I think we might have pushed it out on Twitter, he said, what did he say? I'm goddamn sick of projects claiming they're decentralized when they're not. Well, check us out. We're not fully decentralized, but we are moving forward to decentralization in tangible steps that you, our community, can come and engage with. And I'm very proud of to be part of this community at this time. Thanks so much, Jan. Thanks so much, Peter, for those fantastic updates. So we're now going to move into a rapid fire spin-off update because time is running short and we're going to go bam, 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 starting with our amazing Jasmine, CEO of Rejuve. How's it going, Jasmine?
Hi. All right. Well, since last time, some of you may have seen, I did an awesome podcast with one of our community members and community ambassadors, Julian Collins, and we covered a wide range of kind of esoteric topics as well as things about the Rejuve project as well. And we also sent out our first newsletter for Rejuve, and we gave a very comprehensive development update on what we've been working on. So the next one of those we can probably expect in November. We've been continuing with development of the app, of course, and right now we're focusing on the rewards section and making it more true to life of what it's really going to be when the app actually launches. And we'll also include some style enhancements, more beautifications, and special features, because those are exciting. And we are also working on the Google Fit integration so that the Android users can be able to sync their data from various different health tracking apps, like such as meal tracking apps that you may be having. MOU signings are going well. I won't name drop just now, but they are coming through. And I will mention that we do have one exciting partnership with a major DNA methylation test company, not only to list their test in our app store, but also on a collaboration on a special project involving RAI and their data set. So we'll have kind of more news on that shortly. And on the smart contract front, we're working on a solution to be able to tie the Rejuve staking pools to our product NFTs. And we're working on an update of the white paper. And so there'll be more details on that in the white paper. And yeah, just coming soon.
Awesome, fabulous update, keep it up. And we're going to have a super big rest of Q4 with Rejuve launching on Apple and Google. So really, really looking forward to that. Well done, you and the team, keeping smashing on with it. Great progress there. And also, we're going to have a press release out very, very shortly about exciting new findings from our genetic and transfer learning, from our genetic research and transfer learning on the Methuselah flies. So it's really all happening in the longevity and Rejuve space. Thank you so much, Jasmine.
Thank you.
So we're joined, thank you. We're joined by a couple of spun-offs. I think that's a new noun I just invented, spun-offs. Kabir, it was amazing hanging out with you and your team on SingularityNET Street and in Denver. Thanks so much for coming. And I have to say, feedback from so many people I spoke to at the conference was that NewNet was the best booth at the entire Rare Bloom conference. And that was up against some stiff competition from the SingularityNet teams. But, there were some other incredible booths. There was Brendan O'Connell, the painter, who did the painting of Ben and then gave it to him, which is really nice. He's actually just finished painting my dog as well, which is fantastic. There was the incredible ladies from Clay Nation, gave me a little frog. Clay Nation being brilliant. There was the super guys at Sunday Swap. And I couldn't even name them all, really. The booths were fantastic, but a number of people told me NewNet was the best booth. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on your talk, your demos. And it was just incredible working with you and Jennifer and Ilya and your team at Cardano. What you've got a lot going on. Would you like to give us the short, condensed version update, please?
Thanks for the feedback. Good to hear. And I thought that instead of covering a lot of things that are happening, I will go for one thing a little bit deeper, which I believe sort of interests everybody, at least here, and hopefully in a broader community, is when basically we'll integrate what is the status of integration between SingularityNET and NuNet platforms? And when will we be able to run AI agents or all these, let's say, things that Anand basically showed on the via NuNet platform? And from that sense, so the way, what we're doing, we are working with Cardano mostly, and we are building smart contracts so that NuNet platform tokenomics, the first integration is Cardano. And so that's one. And at certain point, we were having regular meetings with the SingularityNET platform teams, trying to figure out how do we exactly integrate the platform, etc., and so on and so forth. But the decision was actually that, well, it seems that it would make more sense now to develop separately the functionality that we need on NuNet and the wait until the functionality that is needed on SingularityNET contracts is built, and then to sort of join these efforts and to see how do we integrate. So another thing that we're working with, we are planning to launch testnet next month. Testnet means that basically all our CI/CD pipelines should run via decentralized network, connected via NuNet, based on all these technologies that we're building for all the other hardware to connect to NuNet. And with relation to that, so yeah, we are building testing pipelines, and we will sort of expose them for everybody in principle to see. And we hope that that part will very much kind of boost the collaboration, whether it's between our platforms or within the ecosystem. But we also look forward to the broader community, and we're building kind of communication platform in order to invite developers from the community to contribute to NuNet or to things that we're building. So yeah, this is something that I wanted to kind of emphasize as a main, let's say, trajectory of development with the relation with the whole ecosystem.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. You're the power that powers the Singularity, and so building out such a great developer community in such a phenomenally decentralized way with ultimate integrity. Fantastic team. Really, really thanks to you all for everything you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kabir. Thanks so much for joining us today. And our not quite our last spin-off, but I think our last spun-off, Marcello. Lovely to see you here today. It was again fantastic to see you in Denver as well, and really great. There was so much interest in Singularity DAO as well, and in the Singularity DAO booth. People wanted to know all about it. So great to see you today. What's the latest and greatest news from Singularity DAO? I know you have lots.
Hello, Janet. Hi, nice to see you. Hi.
Nice.
Apologies for the video format. Unfortunately, they cut my internet today, so I'm working on reestablishing that, and it's also quite late here in Dubai. But yeah, so I wanted to join this meeting and to update the community, because this last week, only a few days ago, we achieved another great milestone. I'm sure the community that is following Singularity now knows what I'm talking about, but we closed the third contribution window for Singularity DAO. So meaning that our dynasets are finally back live and are currently trading. So as you know, we went through a few complexity during the last 4 months that unfortunately prevented us to have a live product, but we worked super hard to launch a new DApp with a new UX, new style, new logo, new functionalities, and we finally got it out to the world, and we start raising contributions for Dynastet, and there was an extreme success. It was beyond our best imagination during due also to the market condition, we more than tripled our user base. We've managed to get more deposits than the previous window combined, and that is obviously that makes us extremely proud and grateful to the support that we are having from the community and from the overall community of investors and project and partners that have trusted Singularity DAO with their funds. So now it's back to us. I'm sure Dynasets are going to, I'm confident Dynasets are going to perform well. The newly launched DynaDYDX is going to be mind-blowing, and we're looking forward for the future, which is more Dynasets. We're launching a BNB chain focused Dynaset very soon. Perhaps there's going to be another Dynaset which we are working on that we're keeping a little bit behind the scene in the next few weeks. Then we're gonna launch staking on Cardano, so integration with Cardano is coming up very soon. We're coming out with new mechanics to actually involve our community more of the decision making of Singularity DAO. So there's a lot of exciting news, and there's a lot of exciting projects that we're working on. From trading side, new indicators, trading bots, new signals, new machine learning modeling, new price prediction. So that's a lot behind the scene that is going on in Singularity DAO that I'm going to be able to update you more in detail over the next meetings. But thank you so much for this opportunity, Janet, and it's always amazing to be part of this wonderful ecosystem that I had the pleasure to hang out with in Colorado. It was an honor seeing all of you guys in person. So thank you so much for having us part of the SingularityNET ecosystem.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm moved here, Marcello. Between yourself and Kabir, our two spun-offs are such a shining example of decentralization, of empowerment, of really, really successful creation of brand new businesses from scratch to so much successes on both sides for you both. The SingularityNET ecosystem, our partnership, it's like a family. It's anyone watching here today from the community, whether you're a UNET community, whether you're Singularity DAO, whether you're SingularityNET, we're all one ecosystem, we're all one family, and we're powering forward on every single front across our strategically selected vertical markets, as Marcello has just outlined. Tripling the user base is a fantastic stat and brilliant results. Well done, Marcello, with the launch of your last Dynasets, and looking forward to the next one. And also Kabir, really strengthening on and growing this ecosystem. Looking forward to having a few more spun off following in your successful path. Thank you for coming along today, both of you. Right, so who have we got next from spin-offs? I'm going to give a short, brief update on Jam Galaxy, since Diane and Danny are both currently in a Twitter space with Kaiser. Now, I don't know who on this call, I'll ask the community, who in the community knows Kaiser? She sang this amazing song, Hideaway is her big hit. She had a single out in the summer, which was Running Up That Hill, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, of course, from Kate Bush. She's an incredible, beautiful pop star, and Desdemona will be singing a duet with her next Saturday in Prague at NF Castle. And so we've got a Twitter space ongoing right now as we speak with Kaiser, with William, who's organizing NF Castle, and that's come to us through our fabulous partnership with Patrick Goodev at Newsverse, which of course Edwin has introduced to our community and has become a really, really important part of our community. Jam Galaxy did a great band show at Rome, and as Sergey has outlined, we are developing more and more music tools, lyric generation tools, vocal generation tools, music generation tools, and making great progress with the Jam Galaxy platform. The artist portal is under development, the blockchain contracts are being developed. So Jam Galaxy is moving ahead at pace as well, with a lot of great acclaim and fantastic feedback for the concert we did at Rare Bloom. So really looking forward to Desdemona at NF Castle this weekend. By the time this comes out, that'll just about be broadcasting. So make sure you look out for what are going to be some very, very special performances from Desi, and also a Prague folk group called Bohemian Voice, singing some really classic Dvorak songs and Dvorak music, taking Desdemona to a new level of artistic collaboration as the partnership requests keep coming in for Desdemona. So that's the Jam Galaxy update. I would have loved to have seen Cogito here. Cloris is unable to join us here today, but Cloris and Nate have been continuing work on the financial models, on building the indices for the G-Coin, having a number of really good partnership discussions. We've announced, of course, the partnership with Jed and Coty on Cardano, with a Cardano stablecoin project, and is deeply involved in a number of discussions with investors as we progress and complete the fundraising round for Cogito. So top work there as well from Cloris and Nate and the rest of the Cogito team. Am I missing any spin-offs, Jan?
No, I don't think so, Janet. Not that I noticed.
Yeah, okay, well, we did, I would also add Grace Robot, and Ben did a fantastic presentation at AMMG, a medical conference, just 2 days ago in Denver on maybe Friday or Saturday. And that went down very well among medical professions. Grace dialogue system, her capabilities and her abilities continue to be improved and refined. And we're having a number of discussions around the world with David Lake, who's chairman of the board of SingularityNET and CEO of Health, and working with a number of our different executives across SingularityNET, doing more and more Grace demos and continuing to build the future for Awakening Health. So all projects really firing. Oh, Sophiaverse, we haven't given it, and we've talked about the Sophiaverse AI side as well. Sophia will also be performing. She'll be speaking in Prague this weekend at NF Castle, and she'll also be, hopefully, I'm just waiting for the update. There was a meeting while I was in this pod leaders meeting on our metaverse performance at NF Castle, and I am really hopeful, really optimistic that we'll be seeing Sophia in the metaverse this weekend as part of the NF Castle and Prague celebrations in Prague Castle. So I think that's it for our external and spin-off updates. Jan, I'm going to just go to Edwin briefly for a chat about London, the London event. I will also, just before I come on to the London event, which has just happened, I would also say you can see me if you're at Token 2049. I'll be at Token 2049 in London on November 10th, speaking at 6 p.m. on tokenized AI for robots, avatars, and mind uploads. I think it's going to be a fantastic talk. Sophia Robot is going to be with me. And then we'll be in Lausanne with Cardano for the Cardano community. Really exciting Desdemona performance there, and I'm pretty sure I'll be talking a little as well, probably with Sophia, maybe Desdemona. So if you're going to be in Switzerland, please come by and say hi to myself and Peter, who's going to be there with me, and also Nate. And then lastly, we'll have Ben in London, 28th, 29th of November for Enter the Metaverse conference, also with Sophia. So we aren't resting for a moment. It's non-stop. Out meeting people, driving up interest in the projects, bringing on collaborations and partnerships, and spreading the word of the decentralized benevolent singularity with our incredible, beautiful robots and our incredible, beautiful humans as well. It was actually a huge pleasure for me to meet David Hansen in person properly. I'd met him at a conference back when I was just a fan of SingularityNET before I had the great honor of working here. And I got to meet him in London for our London event. Edwin did a fantastic job organizing the London event. Would you like to tell us about it? And I'm just going to turn off my camera for 5 minutes and see if I can dive into that Twitter space and say hello to Kaiser. I'll probably be back. Thank you, Edwin.
Thank you, Janet. Hello all. Yes, since our last update, we hosted our London SingularityNET event at the end of September. We invited all our UK-based partners, investors, SNet enthusiasts. We had an incredible turnout and a very esteemed guest list. Yeah, it was great to see so many of the SNet team alongside all the partners that could make it together all in one room. Yeah, not to mention we had our very own Dr. Ben there. We had, as Janet mentioned, David Hansen from Hansen Robotics. A real honor to meet him, and a massive thanks for bringing the robots out. We had Kabir from NewNet, Mario Marcello from Singularity DAO with a fantastic presentation, and obviously a huge congratulations on the launch of the latest Dynasets. Yeah, Desi and Sophia really stole the show, whom we got to watch quite an extraordinary performance representing Jam Galaxy. As Janet said, this is just the start of a huge career for our superstar Desi. We've got plenty in the pipeline for her. And yeah, the event was a huge success. There was some great networking and friendships made across all of the ecosystems. Just a few shout outs, to Tiki Crypto for giving us great coverage as always. Thanks to Imran Khan for arranging the after party of Blacks. A lot of fun we had there. And a big shout out to April 6th, our PR team. They always do such a great job. They brought in CNN, who filmed Ben and Desi for their new series Decoded, which is coming out November 12th. It's not it's one not to miss. Decoded series examines the latest trends in technology and why they matter. It's a mini series in fields ranging from cryptocurrencies, robotics, AI, and the metaverse. So we do, yeah, it was quite fitting that they wanted to discuss and meet Ben and Desi and document our organization's shaping in this fourth industrial revolution. So yeah, a real honor to feature in that. And yeah, it's also great to see us at NFT Castle in Prague. We're not only attending but also one of the main features there. It's hosted by Czech royalty. Non-fungible Castle will explore how blockchain technology can be used to rediscover, share, and preserve our cultural identities. And this will feature fireside chats with Janet, panel talks with our own Sophia, and another performance by Desi, who yeah, this is becoming quite big in the music scene. And trust me when I say this is something I'm extremely excited to be a part of. But yeah, last but not least, we've just had one of the latest partnerships with Pure Cypher come through over the weekend. We'll be working on with PR with both teams. We'll have a full announcement on that in the coming weeks. And yeah, also in high-level discussions with several organizations, which we should be looking at, sending out contracts in the coming days and weeks. So we'll be announcing those as and when. So yeah, keep an eye out. A very exciting time for us here. And we're glad to have such a fantastic community join us along the way. Thank you.
Wow, that was fast. Fast speaking, Edwin. Thanks a lot. All right, then we'll leave it at that. And thank you for that fantastic update. We're all looking forward to Prague. It sounds like it's a magical event. So
it really will be, for sure.
one in a million. All right. Then I suppose we won't wait for Janet to come back. But if anyone would like to make some final remark or comment, something that you missed or would like to add, or maybe somebody here who hasn't been hasn't had the opportunity yet to have their say. And if not, then I would like to thank you all a lot for your contributions. And I think this was a great update, as it always is. And of course, there's lots more to say, but we are always a little bit pressed by time as well. So we'll be back next time in about a month from now. So thank you all and see you next time.